Welcome back, everyone. We're into game 3 now of this best of 5. ESL One Hamburg qualifiers do continue. They roll on forward as Keen. They tied things up in game number 2 with some amazing Clockwork players from Jiang'an, which is now banned. The LGD, they don't want anything to do with it. Now, all these 4-roll heroes being banned show how important they are in the current meta, especially in China. Earth Spirit is the big one that's been left in, and Earthshaker is also available, so they'll take that one to begin with. They could go Earthshaker and Earth Spirit. Put the Earthshaker in the offlane and the Earth Spirit as the 4-roll if they want to. We'll see exactly what their plans are, but LGD, they get their hands on the Yao Ancient Apparition. Now, they've got a couple of options. They can go for an Earth Spirit for Victoria, which has been a pretty good hero for him so far. They could go for the Faceless Void, though, like Keen Gaming showed them what to do in the previous game, you know? AA Void, get a bit of global going with your Ember and your Zeus, run around the map and kill people, take Roshan's away from Ursa Warrior. That is really the stumbling block that LGD started to trip over. Was that Roshan pit and all the fights around it. Now, Batrider is going through the pick from LGD, so they go with their 5 and their 3 to begin with, leaving that 4-roll open. But they've left it open to be banned as well, which is one of the problems here in the draft, with 2 bans out from Keen Gaming remaining. They could ban out your Earth Spirit.
10 seconds remaining.
And what else are we looking here as a Victoria hero? What else runs around and kills people? There's no Night Stalker, Nyx, Kunkka, Clockwork, all removed. Maybe a Spirit Breaker?
LGD's turn to ban.
Where's Earth Spirit banned? Honestly, I feel like you ban Earth Spirit and Spirit... Oh, Sand King. Sand King's another one. You ban Earth Spirit, Sand King, and then you pick Spirit Breaker for Victoria. Right? Weaver removed, classic Batrider counter. Get Weaver to level 3 with one of your supports, zone the Bat, and then Weaver can basically just 1v1 the Batrider, then your support is open to stack, pull, roam, gank, do whatever you want. So, Weaver's removed. You don't want to be dealing with any of that nonsense. Nature's Prophet for Keen. It's going to be another nice little addition there. More global potential, as we saw them really utilize that and exploit their opponents with good global power in the previous game. With the map control and some sick warding that they got out as Chaos Knight. I guess that makes sense. It leaves Sven open for the Sven AA, but CK is always incredibly annoying to actually handle in lane. Also in the mid game with Phantasm being such an amazing tool. Getting those illusions, pumping out the damage.
10 seconds remaining.
But also the fact that we now see the Armlet, like the Armlet Blink build, whether it's Armlet SNY Blink or Armlet BKB Blink or Armlet Echo Blink, whatever it may be. The Chaos Knight Blink Dagger is such a great tool at catching targets off guard and increasing that kind of initiation range with Reality Rift, or a kind of secondary wave of initiation after your Batrider has jumped in.
10 seconds
Void taken out of the game. Xishi's not going to get his hands on that hero once more as we get into the second phase of picks. Oracle. Picking that against the Bat AA. Make sure that you've got something to burn the lasso. Remove that from one of your targets. And now you could potentially see the Oracle Death Prophet combination come out. With that nice little save from False Promise, gives Death Prophet the ability just to walk up to towers, pop her ulti, and almost with impunity just rip away at tier 1s and tier 2s. Following through from the Batrider though, with Lasso and Ice Blast, currently their main catch and kill combinations and teamfight power. I do need someone to lay in a bit of nuke damage, so we're looking at heroes like Necro, like Veno, who can and do damage over time, or just raw nuke power to land in to these spells that they have available to them. I'm not sure if you think about those heroes now in your 3rd, you could definitely go for them in your 4th pick. Because you likely want to pick your 4-roll here. Again, we go back to the Sand King, the Spirit Breaker, and the 2 big ones for Victoria to start looking towards. Interestingly enough, in these games, Lich has kind of been ignored now. Not seen as an amazingly strong hero, as we did see LGD defeat it earlier on against LFY and then start to ban it out. And there's the Sven. I guess that does make more sense, right? Keen could have gone for the Sven, ban the CK, take the Sven, and then you don't have the Sven AA, and you don't have the Sven against Nature's Prophet Treants. with the 102 build that we're seeing very commonly against it, with the Warcry tanking up against Treants, being able to chase with a nice cold feet and stun.
5 seconds remaining.
They're taking their sweet time about this. Keen Gaming, what are you thinking? You've got your 3-4-5. You know what the offlaner and the safe laner are of your opponent team, so likely you want to be picking up. I mean, what's more likely to ban, your mid or your one roll? It's probably your one roll. Mid has so many options right now, like literally infinite options. Not a single mid hero has been banned.
LGD's turn to pick.
Lifestealer. Interesting. It's obviously very, very good in lane against the Batrider, for sure. You've got the carrier of the Earthshaker and Nature's Prophet to have those kind of global infest ganks. No Diffusal Blade carriers just yet to purge off Warcry. Oh, but you do have the Fortune's End. So what you can do is things like you channel your Fortune's End onto an Earthshaker who has Blink, or to a Nature's Prophet, and they TP or they blink in. They sit next to the target who has Warcry on them. You know, they jump onto the target, and the Fortune's End lands and gets fired across the map, or fired towards the target it was channeling onto. Then it purges off the Fortune's End in that AoE. And then you've got Lifestealer to rip them to shreds. That's pretty cool, actually. So you do have a nice little nuanced play that you can do with the Oracle. Could this be a Bat 4 roll? I mean, it could, right? It could potentially be Bat mid or Bat 4, but pretty sure it's just going to be the Bat 3. I'm just going to keep that in the back of my head to make sure that I don't forget that this Batrider isn't necessarily the offlaner.
Radiant team
With the fourth pick, what do we show? Hey! Baby, 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 that's a Broodmother. LGD, they're not messing around. You got nothing to deal with it. You literally have nothing to deal with the Broodmother right now. Keen Gaming have zero heroes to handle the Brood.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, that's huge.
5
That's
seconds
absolutely
remaining.
huge. And I'm still unsure where these guys are going. Like, Sven AA will be paired together, and they'll look to try and lane against the Prophet. That's for sure. So we have those three heroes like sorted. Prophet will try and dodge AA Sven potentially, but Sven AA will like 100% be looking for that Prophet. Sand King, yep, there's the 4-roll hero banned out like I thought. Maybe Spirit Breaker is the last one that they go towards.
LGD's turn
Storm
to pick.
Spirit removed. So is that going to be a Brood mid?
Radiant
Let's see.
team pick.
Fifth pick. There's the Spirit Breaker. I mean, there's nothing left, right? It's not even a godlike call. It's just there's literally no 4 heroes left. There are literally no 4 heroes left. Our fifth pick here for Keen. Necro, Veno, Lich are actually all still in the pool. They won't go for the Lich, but they will go for the Ember Spirit again. So that's the hero they're going to try and use to deal with the Broodmother, I believe, as Arme takes that. Maybe with the Sven. Interesting. So FY is the Batrider, so yes, it's going to be the 3 Batrider. They've got their roles all set up. As over on Keen, Earthshaker 4 roll there for Vanilla. Jiang An will be taking that one up. Dark off lane Nature's Prophet, safe lane Lifestealer, and then the mid Ember Spirit. Probably going to get a poor man shield, but laning matchups. What are we looking for here for Keen Gaming? Because every lane looks awful for them. Like actually, every lane looks awful. The only lane they can do something against is if Batrider is left alone, but Batrider's going to have a Spirit Breaker with him. I think LGD might have, they might have just outdrafted Keen. they might have just outdrafted Keen.
Prepare for battle.
LGD, what we're doing item-wise. So yeah, maybe he's playing safe lane this game. He's going to go up to the top with Yao. So there's the dual lane. That's what we're looking for. Broodmother heads towards mid. And I do wonder if we see a similar thing to what Matumba Man was doing at TI with a Mask of Madness, the Soul Ring into Mom into Deso build, and with a Blightstone, that could well be it. But I don't think that build really filtered over to China too much. We still see a bit of offlane Brood here and there. And they do like going, you know, the Orchid Rush or the Solar Crest, the Phase Boots, the BKB, the kind of battle builds after the Soul Ring. Very rarely do we see the Dagon or the Necro books come through. It is mainly about the right clicks. Bat Rider off lane, so they'll have their normal lane setups here. Oracle Lifestealer bottom against the Bat Rider, so that's the one lane that Keen will really be trying to secure and win. Vanilla will try and sit behind the Ember Spirit mid and do as much as he can. But with Brood and Spirit Breaker both, you know, angling towards the middle lane, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for Ember to do anything. But we said the same thing before when Ember was matched up against the Ursa Warrior. He was even in last hits and farm until Ursa hit level 6. And then maybe killed him, 3 times in a row, which is pretty disgusting. Is that 2 bounty runes apiece? Radiant, Dire, Radiant. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We've got the correct overlays on. We're all looking good. Let's get ourselves ready. Game number 3. 1-1. LGD won game 1. Keen came back in game number 2. So Broodmother in this laning matchup against the Ember Spirit. Only has the webs level 1, of course, just to give that little bit of invis, hiding away from the Flame Guard at this moment in time. Mate, just playing it slow for now. He gets a couple of chip attacks in here and there. But Dark at top lane has to be very, very wary of the positioning of Yao, because a Cold Feet into a Stormhammer could definitely end his life. With Spirit Breaker lurking around, having a charge as well, Nature's Prophet is incredibly susceptible just to getting absolutely crushed. Bottom lane, you've got Fortune's End to dispel Sticky Napalm if it gets too big. So neither of these heroes are really too threatened by the Bat Rider, I don't think. Fisher there onto Earthshaker, blocks him off from the rest of his creep wave, from the rest of his team, allows the Nature's Prophet to get a lot of punches in, but now the Earthshaker very far forward with the Brown Boots, gets away from the Cold Feet, so that's one combo actually not going to claim them a kill. A little bit wasted, unfortunately, for LGD. But yeah, the bottom lane, neither of them going to be too perturbed by the Sticky Napalm stacks up on them, because you've got Rage on Lifestealer and Fortune's End on the Oracle just to clear the stacks off. And this is actually a combo that I remember from Epicenter. A bunch of teams were talking about this. I think Kyle from Complexity kind of explained it best, where it's what did he call it? It was a cleanse into a magic immunity spell. So you take everything off, like if Lifestealer gets lassoed or Sticky Napalm or whatever, you can purge it with False Promise or with the nice little Fortune's End, and then you have Rage with the magic immunity. So you got many, many ways to keep Lifestealer or other allied heroes alive, as Spiderlings, oh, they're getting cleared up. Ember Spirit doing an exceptional job here, already clearing a bunch of the spiders. Deary, deary me, that's all of them dead. Okay, not all of them. One of them lives. One of them survives. And that's it. Nice little attempt there at a courier snipe from Dark, but now he has no TP. Spirit Breaker charging on across from the rest of the map. Looking for the kill onto Nature's Prophet, and it looks like they might just have it. A slow comes on through, but Dark escapes with a little bit of HP until the final little spawn Spiderlings does land on his head. Orb of Venom was slowing him down just a touch as well. Allowed the Arme Broodmother to get the final tap in. Batrider, have you stacked some camps for yourself? Not just yet. Maybe he'll clear out this wave, go back, get the 4-minute bounty rune, and start to look to jungle just a little bit. Very difficult with all the stacks and pulls coming out from Wrong's Oracle to actually stay around in this lane. Lifesteal with Rage and Stick makes it close to impossible, but here's a charge into the combo out from the other members of Victoria's team to clear up the Nature's Prophet a second time in quick succession. Brood Mother not having as easy a lane as maybe you'd expect. Ember Spirit doing an exceptional job here, but I don't have anything else to deal with the Brood if it gets up and running. Oh, I do want to see what kind of build you go for here on Ame, though. Is it going to be the Deso Mom? With Direside Brood, you've got access to Ancients and this medium camp. Lots of farm to be had by the Brood Mother, and the fact that FY hasn't died yet. I may have spoken too soon, guys. I may have spoken too soon. There aren't any stuns, though, so a potential TP here. Firefly forward, but the final click comes through from Lifestealer, and yeah, maybe I jinxed him just a little bit. Just a little bit. Poor little FY. Some sick gold coming into Ame, though, as these Ancients are taken down very quickly with the help of the Blightstone. Bottom lane, Spirit Breaker is trying to set up for something here, but I don't know what exactly he can do. Wait, did the Spiderlings all die? Oh no, here they are. They're being chased. They're being burnt. I'm not sure Ember can finish them off, though, as they do come back. Wriggling and skittering along through the webs. Batrider actually has the good fortune of the creeps with less magic resist. And lovely Spirit Breaker will help out with some stacking as Earthshaker's caught up on the top lane. Good Sprout though, Dark, keeping Vanilla alive. Jiang An stealing a bounty rune. There's a charge coming through, so eventually, inevitably, he will die. Will he deny himself to neutrals? No, he will not. Not today. Not happening. With the Earthshaker spending a lot of time top lane, this now opens things up a little bit. Fortunately, though, Ember Spirit has a regen rune, so Brood Mother unlikely to find any kill potential here over onto... Oh, there's a little fire, Ember. And Spirit Breaker spotted out there by the Oracle, rotating off that bottom lane. And this is why FY, with the open wounds, is just about to die. Lifestealer kills him off so simply. Very slow and steady from LGD, just trying to farm up. Oracle, are you in trouble here? Remnant's back to try and kill the Spiderlings. This is a bit of a bait, it feels like, but the Oracle's still going to drop. Now the Cold Feet comes through onto the Ember Spirit, but they are all chased back by the TP of the Lifestealer, scaring them all off, scaring them all away, sending them packing back to their original lanes. So FY, where are we? 1,500 net worth. Not too far off the Nature's Prophet, but Furion has died a couple of times, so... Furion is going to farm reasonably well as the Mask Madness comes out now for the Sven. He'll be able to clear out a ton of these waves. Yeah, he just runs straight towards this wave, clears it out and shoves into the tier 1 tower, gets some damage in. Force Nature's Prophet to come back and stop farming the jungle safely. It will be the Deso build. So Ame is going to take a leaf out of Matumbaman's book here. Deso, I wonder if he does go the Mask of Madness. I mean, Mom is literally Ame's favorite item. He buys it on every hero. Terrorblade. What was the other one? He didn't buy it on Viper. There was someone else that bought it on Viper. But yeah, when before everyone else started buying Void Mask of Madness, Ame was the one to really kick it into gear and show everyone how it's done. Ember with an Arcane Rune, making a rotation up towards top, swiftly moving up towards the creep wave, looking for someone, aiming for a support hero potentially. He doesn't have any remnants out. All he does now, jumps onto Yao, but comes the Mad Cows. The stuns come through and maybe pops his ulti. That's a lot of damage. In onto the Ember Spirit. Lassoed up and killed off. Very over-eager play there from the Ember. Looking for that kill onto Yao. And in the meantime, Brood Mama with a Desolator kills off the tier 1. Middle lane absolutely destroyed. Lifestealer looking to apply the same kind of pressure with the Nature's Prophet to the middle lane, but Ancient Apparition, that's a spooky TP. Yep, he cancels. Does not want to get involved with the Lifestealer, having Rage level 4 and an Infest. This is the problem now. If Ember Spirit's the one to deal with Brood, and Ember Spirit has to be the one that traces Brood around the map and looks for it, this is why I was saying that they don't have anyone to deal with the Brood Mother, because if you have an Axe or a Bristle, it's kind of fine to just follow the Brood around the map, kill Spiderlings, and deal with her that way. As Victoria onto this tier 1, good charge away. The Fortune's End there, though. We'll be able to cancel it out, and the killing spree for Lifestealer comes on through as they look to take down this tier 1 and maybe move on to the tier 2. Oh man, I'm not going to find the kill. So 260 HP, and how much damage do we get from this? 280, but still, Arme turns around with the ulti, trying to pop the Ember. Has the ulti still going and the ability to walk through the webs, life-stealing as you go. The dust is still on the Broodmother, remember. In comes the Fisher and the Searing Chains. They've killed off Arme. Really nice chaining of skills there with the help of Furion from across the map. The Nature's Wrath definitely gaining them a nice little bonus there. The Broodmother dies. And that's a Hand of Midas done for Dark. I'll give some space to the AA to get level 6. Broodmother, the difficult position you're in now is you have all of your webs set up mid lane, right? So you kind of have to come mid lane. You'll be looking to take over the tier 2, but the difficult choice is which jungle do you go to? Maybe found on the top lane. There we go. Ember, Lifestealer. Is that an Infest bomb with the Ember Spirit? It sure is. But yeah, the difficult choice here for the Brood is which jungle side you take over. And it's probably going to be this bottom part. I don't know if it's worth coming up here as the Brood and planting webs. You probably want to spread down to the southeast and move in towards this tier 2 as the tier 1 starts to get pressured by the rest of the team. Soul Ring Tranquils for the Batrider, very normal. Moving into the Blink straight after. Needs another Windlace. Very rarely do we see the full drums completed now for Chinese Bats, as in comes the charging Spirit Breaker. Nice reactions though. Earthshaker with the Echo, they clear him up now. The Remnants forward. Very limited mana though over on this Ember Spirit. Unable to really catch up. Slight Chains not here. He's going to keep running forwards though. Force the AA away. Get out of my lane.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And Broodmother still sits around. Actually places a web up here to take down these Ancients, as well as the web over here to clear the ones towards the east. As a DD rune for Arme. Not going to be able to take Roshan just yet, but with a Mask of Madness, you definitely have the capabilities to do so. Everyone loves Mom. Mum? Mummy? Mother? Mum? Mum. Interesting here from maybe actually going for the SNY after the Mask of Madness. Tanks up a little bit, but really it's going to be the armor from the Yasha, the movement speed from the Yasha as well. A little bit of tankiness does help up against the Ember. But having the armor and the movement speed against heroes like Lifestealer, against the Oracle, who do like to trace you down and open up your wounds and get that damage in. It's a good all-round mid-game item there for you, but without a Blink Dagger, you do rely quite heavily on your Spirit Breaker and your Batrider to get those initiations in properly. Ice Blast at the ready from Yao. This could potentially be time to start looking for a smoke play. Batrider and Spirit Breaker, they are both jungling here. I guess with Bat being 500 gold away from Blink, he will just jungle his way towards it. Arme's Broodmother with the Sven up at the top of the net worth though, farming away like absolute madmen. And Brood against Lifestealer in this middle lane. He is all alone. Arme comes in with a little poke and a prod. Just testing. Is anyone behind you? Is there anyone here? Hello? Test. Vanilla. Oh, he's going to kill some spiderlings. Oh, he's not. FY is killed off by the Nature's Prophet. Top lane, they're still chasing onto Victoria. Mid lane is a fight brewing, but it's the kill up at top that we'll see as the Spirit Break is taken down. Pings come out. 3 heroes mid. Looks like Jiang An on this Earthshaker just saying to his buddy here, Lifestealer. Actually, he gave him some dust. Really nice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Can you please just accept the fact that Keen aren't bots? Thank you. Yeah, I agree. 100% agree. FY. 300 gold from Blink. He needs to be farming, but he's coming in to look for a bit of a battle here. The trouble is, they know that people are TPing in behind there to charge in onto Oracle. Broodmother has to run away. Spirit Breaker is obliterated, but the Echo Slam in. Keen have killed off 2, looking for a 3rd. FY sprints up to the high ground with a flame streaming out of his buttocks. Very, very nearly got taken out there by this absolutely immense Echo Slam from Jiang An. How did he get in there? Just magically appears in the middle.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Spirit Breaker so far not working out. Look at this, 11-5. Net worth lead actually going the way of the Radiant. A much better spread across their supports and core heroes than the Dire. You see the Broodmother. Sure enough, 7.7k, but when the trade-off is the Bat Rider getting a blink now at 15 minutes, you would have liked it maybe a little bit earlier on. Still, it's all fine. As Keen, they are looking to scale now. Nature's Prophet, Midas into Maelstrom, looking for that split push. The capability to kill off the Spiderlings quickly as well. But also just the fact that you want more damage. Kill off AA in a couple of hits. Aggressive smoke out from LGD. Is this going to secure them Roshan with Mask of Madness? Yeah. And Deso. Onto this Broodmother. They will look to kill off Roshan. Radiant team. Blink Dagger 700 off for the Earthshaker. Halberd is being built here by the Lifestealer. They don't commit fully for the Roshan as 5 because Bat Rider Blink lassos with a nice little Ice Blast in onto Earthshaker. They clean him up. Lifestealer, Nether Struck, Rage, it ends. They can't chase him though, as the Oracle does come in from the southeast. But they get a kill on the Earthshaker, slowing his blink and also securing themselves Roshan. Blink Dagger is going to be built up by maybe after the SNY, but that's the mid-game item that they needed. The SNY allows them to start running forwards, charging into enemies. Rage, he is bashed up through that though. Lifestealer slowed down now a little bit. The passive is there. Out from Arme. The Lifestealer's going to struggle to actually battle with the Broodmother, but fortunately for him, he has teammates behind him, both with the Fortune's End and the False Promise. If the Ember Spirit's able to catch onto anyone, they can get the slight chains, but no. Spirit Breaker is long gone. Yao might be the sacrificial hero here. There's an arcane rune that Victoria is going to snipe away, but Yao has already died. As that Furion TP'd in and made damn sure that they weren't going to get away with that kind of diving in behind a tier 2 when the tier 1 is still standing. So now with the Broodmother taking tier 1, tier 2 mid and Roshan, you've had full control over all of these jungle camps. It is time to start thinking about where you move to as your next lane. Because tier 1's up with a Broodmother. That's 3 gold just waiting to be taken. So Arme either split pushes top lane, start setting up the webs up there, while the rest of your team maybe moves into the bottom tier 1 would be a decent idea, but actually moves back down towards the middle lane, holds inside of this web. I have vision on this Earthshaker. 25 gold away from Blink Dagger. Oh, he's going to die before he gets it. False Promise. It does come out. They're keeping the Earthshaker alive. He might be able to buy the Blink if they can heal him up. But no, the Ice Blast. This might tick him over. He kept alive, though. He's still up and running. He can buy his Blink Dagger. He's got enough money. They're going to kill off 3. The buyback from the Spirit Breaker. It comes out, but it's just not going to do anything. LGD walk into an absolute disaster. Great Force Promise from Wrong. Equally great rotations in. Ember Spirit now clears up the AA as they chase deep here. The Radiant team, they're going to clear up tier 2. The tier 1's still up and running. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Arme was nowhere near. Could not get involved. He was still mid lane. very, very over-eager from LGD. Especially when your Brood is the one with the Aegis of the Immortal. Sven has got strength in 35 seconds, but 320 minutes, and your high ground is being molested by Keen. They might even take a tier 3. Broodmother makes the shift over swiftly, moving across into this bottom lane. The Ice Blast launched out. It will land onto 4, onto 5. The 4-man charge across. In comes the rest of the Dire team. Good Remnants, though. Spirit Break is taken out of the game. Oh, Sven, can you move fast enough? Yeah, it doesn't look like you can. Gonna clear up the Earthshaker. Remnants not available for Ember, so he will finally fall. They do get a trade-off. A 3-kill team fight there for LGD, as they nearly found the 4th as Lifestealer TP'd out. But they lost their tier 3 tower. They also lost a lot of momentum there, as the Aegis of the Immortal is meant to give you objectives, not give objectives to the rest of the enemies.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So now the pressure is on for LGD. Go and make something happen. You've won a team fight. You still have Aegis for how long? 1.5 minutes. Time to go and kill some kids. Let's go. Not actual children. I hope you understand that when I say kids, I don't mean children, because that would be very naughty. You definitely shouldn't go around killing children. That's bad. I'll put you in jail for that. Lifestealer Halberd. Sven working on the BKB, but before that comes up, this Lifestealer is going to have a glorious time, especially with a Blink Earthshaker and Echo Slam in 5 seconds. FY. Not going to show mid lane just yet. They TP forward aggressively here. Yeah. Bye-bye. Blink Lasso onto the Earthshaker. That's all. Force the false promise. Now FY being chased down. Arme disarmed as well. Fight into the south as the Blink Echo comes onto Sven. Maybe he's dead here. Keen are just running away with his fight. The Earthshaker is just slamming people. Down goes the Spirit Breaker. The BKB from Arme might be able to buy him some time to kill the Oracle, but no, the Sprout, it comes out. Now the Face Edict stops the Brood from attacking. They've got to hold on to this though. The reveal is down. They've got a Sentry available. The Aegis. Brood is dead. This is a 4-man team fight again, where Radiant are just going to clear through every single member of LGD. Keen. Smashing stuff, 21-10. We don't see the full fight recap there, as the Broodmother died a little bit later than everybody else. 3,600-700 lead there. 3.7k, something along those lines for Keen, as they have some big key items coming up as well. Blink and Force Staff coming up for the Earthshaker. Oracle, who cares? It's just an Oracle. You've got False Promise. That's all you need, to be perfectly honest. Fate's Edict's being maxed out there. Very strong against the Sven, as well as that Broodmother. As the Nature's Prophet shifts up a gear into the Shadow Blade after the Maelstrom. All of these lanes are being shoved out as well. Boots of Travel, thanks to this Ember Spirit, moving into Vale and Lincoln's. Gets the top lane shoved into tier 2, and now they go towards the mid lane. Towing around this middle lane, both teams angling for some kind of initiation, but the Dire, they smoke up after the Radiant. Oh, that is a good line to draw. They are wrapping in around behind LGD. Farming Ancients, maybe. Is going to be far away. Arme jumps, BKB out. He is going to survive. Regen's back up to full HP with the ultimate now. The Ice Blast. But the Spirit Breaker never strike wrong. False Promises himself. Not the best turn of events as Dark comes in and clears up another one. Spirit Breaker is dead. 2 for 2 so far, but it's 2 supports for a core and a support, and Dark is going to be found. Broodmother straight through the trees. A triple kill for Arme. And finally, LGD get a fight that they've been looking for. Ember Spirit goes up to top lane. He's out of here. He does not want to be involved. What are we looking at? What's the damage? 1,000 net worth swing, about a 4,000 experience swing, as Broodmother gets close to 2,000 experience from that fight alone. And now the tables have turned. LGD, they're up on the high ground with Broodmother, Deso, all the Spiderlings coming in, and this big beefy Sven hitting on a tier 3. They don't take it down just yet. LGD will retreat. They'll fall back. Make sure that they have the safe objectives, which are going to be the places to farm. Back and forth so far. Game number 3, and everyone's in it. Medallion for Yao. We need a BKB on Batrider, and that is coming very, very soon. And Broodmother is a very scary force, though. So I think what happened here, as maybe was farming the Ancients, they had the Spiderlings and the Sven. And because they saw the Broodmother, they blink echoed expecting the Spiderlings to be nearby, right? And that should have been an insta-kill on Brood, but unfortunately for Keen, the long wraparound didn't work because LGD were greedy and they were farming Ancients with the Spiderlings. So all those little things that happen, they can tip the balance one way or the other. So you think about it the other way, if Broodmother was here with all the Spiderlings, all these little shits, you know, lurking around, blink echo insta-kills. Then the team fight is pretty much just Keen running over LGD unless they get a buyback from the Brood. But then it's a buyback from the Brood. You're happy. Both Lifestealer and the... Oh, Broodmother's switched things up. Or, no, actually, never mind. Broodmother's farming so bloody quickly. I thought there that the Broodmother had changed her mind and gone for the Butterfly instead of the Diffusal Blade, but it looks like has the Diffusal Blade and is still going for the Butterfly. Roshan being tickled away at here by the Spiderlings and the Broodmama. Need a smoke. And they do have one on the Oracle. They're being spotted though as they move up to the north. This is known here as they jump in. The Sven stun. False Promise is there as the Blink Echo onto the Batrider. No lasso just yet, but he does step himself away. Burning to the Remnants and the Flame Guard. Ember finds a little bit of a kill there onto Bat and the Sven on the Spirit Breaker, but Sven kills the Lifestealer in the end as the False Promise ends. I'll go back to Roshan potentially, but no. Vanilla one's in. They're battling with a Broodmother. No BKB. Ow, this is difficult. This is difficult. Arme, another Maelstrom proc, takes out the Brood. The Ember wants to go back in. Maybe has no Black King bar. If they can chase this one down, they'll be able to get a huge team fight win for themselves. But the Sleight and Chains will not land, thanks to the blink from Maybe. Just a little bit further down the lane. But Roshan has not been slain just yet. Still open for both teams to go for, and Broodmother there, overextending, finding herself in a very, very sticky position. Up against the high ground holding Nature's Prophet with a Maelstrom who just sprouts you and kills you. Maelstrom next after Lincoln's. You can block Charge, and Cold Feet, and probably most importantly Lasso. But you do have to remember that if Batrider's nearby, you can pop the Lincolns with Charge and then Blink Lasso, or Blink Force Staff Lasso. You do have some options here as the Dire team to get through the Lincoln Sphere. But the trouble is with an Ember Spirit, well, the trouble is against an Ember Spirit, as soon as he hears that Lincoln's pop, or as soon as he sees visual and audio cues like this, he'll Remnant. Exactly. Thank you. I love you. You've literally just proven my point. That's exactly what he does. So the charge there, he expects or he assumes there is the possibility that there's like a Batrider here, right? Smoked or whatever. So as soon as the Lincolns pops, that's the charge, popping the Lincolns, and then the Batrider is likely to be jumping on him. He just Remnants away. Perfect.
One night, twice the damage.
Double damage Sven. And a movement here from the Radiant. 5-man group to mid lane. The Radiant scan. They know what's coming. They are fully aware that the Dire are running towards them. Sleight of Fist over into the trees as the Lincolns has popped now, but Spirit Breaker cancels the charge. Maybe an army up on the front lines, just holding this web, holding that line, making sure that there is no aggressive early play from the Radiant towards the Roshan pit. And with the Ember Spirit TPing, no, that's the Nature's Prophet. Ember Spirit, did he cancel his TP? He did. They'll infest inside, as that was a fake out, and it's very, very skilled, because they smoke and they run forward, but LGD, they are wise to this movement. Keen to move into the pit. The smoke doesn't dispel, so they know that LGD are not inside.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Look at this fatty Nature's Prophet. Mjolnir, very nearly done. We also have a Maelstrom also up on the Ember Spirit. Spiderlings are pretty much going to be a non-factor this game. It really does have to be the right-click physical damage carry Broodmother that we will continue to see. Continually just trying to keep this mid lane pushed out as hard as they can so they can take Roshan. But in the meantime, top lane, Nature's Prophet does a great job splitting the map, farming there, bottom and top. Both shoving into tier 3, so this Roshan, it is a dangerous proposition here. Charge forward, there's the Lincoln's popped, but with a false promise and a remnant away, the Ember Spirit is fine. Takes the stuns off. He has been cleansed, purged of the disables. Roshan Aegis, and the cheese given to Brood and the Sven respectively. With their BKB still up, they could look for a fight. They'll retreat, they'll regen up, reset these lanes, get the equilibrium back across the river and make sure Nature's Prophet isn't getting any big objectives for free. But it looks like they took the top tier 2 tower while this was all happening. Yeah, they sure did.
Invisibility.
Finally a gem comes out. Oracle will probably hand that over to the Earthshaker, I guess. Maybe the Nature's Prophet holds onto it, but I'm not sure. Furion often puts himself into these positions where he's very far forward and has the potential to die. I'm not sure who's the best to hold it. Looks like they're sending it across to the Ember Spirit. Unless there's... is there an item for him on there? No, it's going to be the gem for Ember. Radiant's still 1k in the lead, but it's really anyone's game currently. Leading in kills by 10, which is pretty amazing, to be honest. Seeing LGD's draft here with the Broodmother, the Bat Rider. LGD very timid about what they're up to, though, even with Aegis and Cheese. Scared about the Keen Gaming lineup. As we get into this awkward period of the game, 32 minutes in, the kind of 25 to 40 minute part of the game where buybacks are very important, teleportation, global power, very important if you're taking fights across the map. If you're looking to pressure tier 2s and maybe even high ground here as LGD, you are going to need buybacks on heroes like the Bat Rider, the Spirit Breaker, just to be able to get back into battle that little bit faster if you lose them early on. Now it looks like the Keen guys are the ones just to be a little bit passive here. Hiding away in the trees as the pop of the Lincolns. This time he's not afraid though. He knows that there are people showing top lane, which is the Bat Rider, so the charge was just a little fake out there to stop him from split pushing.
Regeneration.
They found the Earthshaker, Fisher TP. This charge just about connects. A little bit of TP channeling remaining on that Earthshaker. He'll be a little bit sad about that, but they'll get the kill onto FY. Nice little play there as Broodmother looking towards the mid lane, hiding in these webs. There is no gem on the Oracle, remember. It got passed over. Hang on a second.
Dire's bottom barracks
No, it didn't. It's still on the courier. It didn't get passed over. It is still in the courier. Bottom lane, Ember Spirits getting a bit of split push action going there. No lasso for the Batrider, so there is no real threat.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
I'll take that.
Oracle is going to be found here. That's a really nice false promise, though. Just going to waste their time. Throw more spells at me, come on. You know I'm pretty much dead, but throw more spells at me. Actually run away. I'm going to check the fight recap. Who got experience for that? Was it just the Spirit Breaker? Who else was in range? Was Yao in range? Show me. Spirit, okay, Sven got some as well. Okay, 2 of them got the XP. Spirit Breaker gets 700 though. That's juicy. That's lovely. Has Aegis gone? Very soon. 15 seconds. Aegis going to expire. It's a big MKB there for the Sven up against the Halberd of the Lifestealer. Incredibly important. And do they have anything else that pisses them off like that? I don't think so. I don't think we have any evasion talents either, right? Don't believe that's the case. Bottom lane, Lincoln's popped. Ember tries to remnant a little bit further away, but now he's stunned with the cold feet on him. Interesting play. Trying to kill FY, but in comes the cavalry and LGD slam him down and say, not today, my friend, not today.
Bottom shrine is under attack.
Yeah, evasion talents. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I mean, this guy doesn't matter. Sven's not going to be hitting that guy. There, 15% evasion on the Lifestealer as well. What's the 25 move? Yeah, you go for the evasion. So the MKB is going to be absolutely huge. Big pickup for the Sven. And it looks like they're going to try and force the buyback here of the Ember Spirit. Just a little bit of a shove to mid lane. They won't try and hard commit for this tier 3. Force out the rage. Maybe just playing with them, you know, toying with the Lifestealer. There's the lasso though. Oracle too far away. Oh, he's slowed down. He can't get the false promise off. Finally gets it in. There's the invest, but Somnus maybe in the meantime kills the Earthshaker. Now they commit. The buyback from the Earthshaker is coming through. The tier 3 is dropped very swiftly.
Dire's bottom
As Ember finally respawns naturally. So now both teams on even footing. Tier 3's down. One in the mid lane, one in the bottom lane. Rax, of course, yet to fall. Ranged Rax has taken a decent chunk of damage bottom thanks to the Ember Spirit. But shrines are now open for LGD to start taking down. Both teams waiting for each other to mess up, make a mistake, play over aggressively, fall into a trap. But it might be a time for Keen with his Hex on the Nature's Prophet, who is currently sitting 3rd in the net worth, just behind the Brood, but ahead of the Ember and the Lifestealer, the real one-roll hero. Over on the Furion, in fact. Hex is going to be absolutely massive. The BKB counter, if you can get it off just before the BKBs from Brood and Sven, but in comes the Ice Blast, lands onto Furion, the Hex now onto the Brood with the disarm as well. BKB comes out late. Oracle pops the ulti, being focused down. Lifestealer chased now by the Broodmother as the Ember Spirit struggling to dish out the damage. There we go, the Sven pops ulti, the cleave comes through! Lifestealer chewed up by Sven, maybe clears them up, but Arme equally taken out by the Ember. Now slowing them down, Kaisen with the Shiver's Guard. Shaker arrives with a Hex for the next Prophet. Coming through again, it's a triple kill for the Ember Spirit. Sven's gonna die as well. No chance of survival. No chance of winning that team fight. A 5-man wipe as we see this Radiant team, Keen with the Hex, absolutely demolishing LGD. They will run down to this bottom lane. No buyback brood. Sven has one, but would prefer not to. I think you just give this lane of barracks away. There's no real way you're defending this, right? Spirit Breaker AA Sven. Can you glyph and buy back? No, it's not happening. They'll take the bottom racks for free, so Keen now ahead in this game. The TP Nature's Prophet top, looking for the tier 3 there as well, shifting their efforts all the way towards this lane of barracks because the mid tier 2 is still standing. Of course it is. Buybacks from Sven might have to come through soon though. But the trouble is you can't fight without your Broodmother. So buyback Sven now may not accomplish what you need. Yao jumped upon Sven, does buy back the Remnant. The rear caught by the stun. Sven catches them both with the nice little Storm Hammer. The Ice Blast comes in. Ember Spirit cleared up now, it looks like, as the Echo Slam from Vanilla. Not doing enough. No, maybe. He kills them. 1360 crit. There we go. Sven destroys them as they try to take the second lane of barracks. They got one lane and a tier 3 up at top. That'll be fine for the Radiant. But losing the Ember Spirit there with 80 seconds on his respawn timer. Don't want to be buying back on him, but if you trade a buyback on an Ember for a buyback on a Sven, as well as a lane of Rax and a tier 3, you'll still be happy. You'll still be happy with that overall trade, but it's the Roshan that you have to be paying attention to. Wary of LGD's presence in this pit, and with no heroes alive to really contest, the Ancient Black Dragon comes along and spits some fire out onto the creep wave, but LGD should have this one in the bag.
Dire's top shrine is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Dire's top shrine has fallen.
Regeneration.
Did Sven get the cheese? Who got the cheese? Cheesy, cheesy, cheese. Double. Why do you have two? You don't need. No, Victoria, you can't do this.
Double damage.
You can't eat two whole cheeses. It's naughty. No, but seriously, why does Spirit Breaker have two cheeses? Because Sven doesn't have any slots. And Broodmother has the Aegis. You could easily give it to the Batrider though. Swap the Soul Ring for one of the cheeses. Come on. Give me cheese. Oh yeah, where was that gem? They claimed it, right? Earthshaker has it. Belonged to Yao at one point in time. No longer. Now it belongs to Jiang'an. Vanilla on the Earthshaker. With this bottom lane of Rax gone though, and Ember Spirit pressuring so heavily, LGD still struggling to leave their base, even with the Aegis and the cheese. So difficult to clear these waves. I mean, Boots of Travel on the Broodmother, sure enough, is going to give that macro mobility so you can move down towards bottom lane, maybe put the wave somewhere here, and then you TP into lane and to try and take this tier 2 at top. But it even feels like Broodmother needs to go further, and you've got to like, put the wave here somewhere, and maybe even try and just hit this tier 2 and then TP when a fight breaks out. It's awkward. Spiderlings, are they going to do the job? I don't think so.
Radiant are scanning.
Move through their jungle looking for any kind of observer walls that Dire have placed. Broodmother still sticks around on this bottom lane. Just trying to keep the status quo as it is. In fact, FY didn't go for the BKB straight away. He bought the Ogre Club and then back into the Shadow Blade, and now he's going to try and finish off the BKB. That's a very defensive build. That is a very, very defensive build. Lincoln's Shivers BKB. from the Ember Spirit.
6 horns are better than
He never went for Maelstrom, right? No, he didn't. I don't think. He has gone pretty much all out defensive, relying very heavily on this magic damage from himself. The Nature's Prophet, of course, like we've noticed, is the real carry this game, up to the top of the net worth chart with that Hand of Midas helping out significantly. What has he got now? Mjolnir, Hurricane Pike. Can go Silver Edge, sell the Midas for, you know, an Assault Cuirass. Oh, no, wait, never mind. You've got AC on the Lifestealer already. So that final item from the Nature's Prophet, I guess Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn's probably the big one to look towards. As the BKB start to get whittled down, we're looking at 6 seconds on Sven and down to 5 on the Broodmother. Bloodthorn does become a very, very potent late game item with the crit for the silence. But also, against the Butterfly, that True Strike is really, really nice.
fast and all. That takes that. Yes.
This is a sick infest bomb. Arme. Oh, the web. Do they find the Broodmother? FY up on the front lines. Invis with the charge onto the Nature's Prophet. They've found Victoria on the high ground, but in comes the Broodmother with the BKB. The Earthshaker trapped up there with the Spirit Breaker to get himself down. Now Sven arrives to the party. He's got his BKB on now, cleaving through fools. He's got a bit of damage, but he's hexed. He's actually been turned into a little piggy. What are you going to do now? He's going to be turned into bacon. And the bacon fights back. Nature's Prophet in a ton of trouble, gets stunned and killed. LGD, they come storming on through with his 3 heroes down now from Keen. This could be a move down a lane, but you know what happens. Ember starts split pushing. TPs to the bottom lane. LGD, there's one of the cheeses gone. Spirit Breaker is just a cheese carrier. That's all he is. That's all he is. So this is what's happening here. To get around the 6-second backpack, you know, cooldown rule, timer, whatever you want to call it, the laws of physics. Hang on a second, we'll come back in a second. Life Stealer, Nether Struck, Ember Spirit trying to get into battle. Infest into Ember, Remnant away, slick plays. Get the escape. Get yourself out. Get yourself in. There's no BKB from Brood. The Force Staff is there, but they've got the reveal. They can see the Broodmother chasing down into Arme with the lasso into the back end. Yao's being focused down here, but Dark gets the False Promise back onto him. FY chase, but not going to die. They do finish off Victoria and Arme in the meantime. As Batrider TPs away, Brood buys back, looking to continue this fight, or at least defend the inevitable push that is going to be coming. The Roshan still a good minute and a half until that fast respawn is there. Great fight out from Keen, as they did buy back someone, right? Nature's Prophet did buy back, but it's a Spirit Breaker and a Broodmother who also purchased new lives for themselves. So yeah, Spirit Breaker is holding the cheese. So what you can do is, as a Brood or a Sven, is you just drop your boots into your backpack. Spirit Breaker gives you the cheese and it's instantly usable. So you don't have it in your backpack. And then you just switch your boots back into your inventory. It does leave you without boots or without, you know, a Mask of Madness or something for a second or two, but if you do it swiftly enough, if you're on the same page, if Victoria knows that you need it, and you've already dragged the item out of that slot, then it's all perfectly fine.
Radiant are scanning.
Difficult times ahead for both teams, though. LGD are still desperate for their first lane of racks, which they are really, really greedily looking at that middle lane and saying, hey guys, we can do this. We can go. God's strength is up. Batrider's invis with a gem. Is spotted out there by the little creep wave coming in, but they clear the observer ward that was eyeing them up. High ground held by Keen Gaming. Earthshaker hides away in the trees. They know there are no observer wards around this area, but a fresh one placed. Oh, is that just out of range? No, it's not. The Treant is going to come and slowly claw away at the little ward. That's how I imagine these guys speak, by the way. That's how these guys talk. I'm going to come and hug you, mommy. You know? It's that kind of deal. Keen does not have 4 X-Wings players. No, you are incorrect. Alright, what's the damage? 2 minutes until Roche.
The seeds of fortune.
LGD with buyback cooldowns on their Brood and their Spirit Breaker. A little bit scared about going into these fights. I mean, there's only 2 buybacks in the game, I guess. Sven and Ember Spirit are the ones holding on to them. BKB from Sven, taken out now. That's on cooldown for 50 seconds. Nature's Prophet trying to keep the pressure up on this top lane. Little Spiderling. That's really nice. Scouts him out, actually, as he'll now TP into the middle lane. I think Earthshaker was spotted as he went invis, running down around near that tower, but not 100% sure. Either way, LGD won't be defending there. They just sit back in their base and wait for Keen to make a mistake. Lifestealer now with a Diffusal AC, heading into the Monkey King bar. And yeah, Sven's going to try and finish off this Bloodthorn. About 100 gold away from Bloodthorn and buyback. Overall net worth, literally nothing in it. Literally nothing in it. Bloodthorn here for Sven. Do we have BKB? We do. Wait, hang on. Whoa. The frickin' hell is this? Hey, so I actually don't know. Does Refresher refresh all of your Remnant charges? It does, right? So maybe it doesn't. So I know they changed it so that Octarine Core speeds up the cooldown of things like Stone Remnant of Ember Spirit and stuff like that, and Ember. But I'm not sure if Refresher refreshes all of them. Anyway, I don't know. Hopefully someone in chat can just poke me. But if you do tell me the answer and it's the real answer, put @Gareth so I'll actually see it. So I'm not like properly watching chat. I only like catch in the corner of my eye if there's you know, the black square where you've highlighted my name. Because I actually don't know, and I can't check Dota 2 wiki right now. It's too much effort. But yeah, Refresher, double Shivers, double BKB. I mean, those are pretty big. It's cool. Double Flame Guard is pretty nice. But I would like to know. I would really like to know if it refreshes charges. So right now, what we're looking at, Roshan is up. Treant scouts it, as do the little Spiderlings from the Broodmother. And there is the Refresher. Well, I think that's a first for me. Oh, he's going for Hex. Cool, okay. So he's got the 20% cooldown reduction. So that's 20% on the Refresher as well, isn't it? Hey. This is going to be interesting. We'll see what this Ember can do. This is a very, very unique build. Oh, he's got an Arcane Rune on top of it. That's huge. Ice Blast comes on through. Stun. Lasso is there, and Lifestealer is actually ripped apart. Limb to limb. Now they jump in. They find the Spirit Breaker, and the buyback from GGG does come on through. Nice Searing Chains catching two. Refreshers there. Remnant forward. Now the BKB comes out. Ember Spirit battles up against maybe. I don't know if this is a fight he can win. There's the Searing Chains, the Sleight of Fist as well. He's jiving, he's dodging, he's actually surviving. And the Sven taken out of the game and buys back immediately. Jump forward again onto Yao. Ember Spirit finds another. There's the Refresher. It's all working out. He's got plenty of remnants. Look at this guy go. Oh, thank you for the answers, guys. Yes, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes, maybe, maybe, no, yes, maybe. Thank you. Refresher refreshes all charges since 7.0. Thank you. It does not. I mean, this is like a 50-50 thing. People don't know. Recharges all charge spells. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does that. Well, this Roshan fight is very important, so we'll come back to it in a second. LGD eyeing up the Roshan. The Keen guys, they do back up. So Roshan half HP. Everyone just walks away.
Radiant are scanning.
Also replenishes all charges of charge-based abilities. Thank you, Caladian. You are the one person who has given me a nice little copy-paste from Dota 2 Wiki. Thank you very much. So yes. Yes, it does. I mean, we saw it in action. He used remnants and he refreshed and he had remnants again. So. What are you stunning? Maybe? What are you just stunning creeps? Leave the poor crappies alone. Poor little guys. Keen want to try and find a team fight before they actually commit for Roshan.
Yes.
Is there a gem over on the Radiant? There must be, right? Yeah, Blink Echo. Arme's dead. He is absolutely rogered. 120 seconds, forced to buy back. BKB from that rider gets a little bit of distance here. Has the lasso available, but being chased down so quickly. Refresher with the BKB again. Now comes out the Sleight of Fist. Searing Chains won't land. He's got Remnants all recharged up. There we go. Seeing it in action. Broodmother kills the Earth Spirit in the background, or the Earth Shaker even. There is no Earth Spirit in this game. I am actually just not very clever. Down goes the Nature's Prophet. Buys back himself. Charge over there, but this is more important. Diffusal blade down onto the life stealer, running forward. Nature's Prophet in with the Hex, but here's the maybe spend, cleaving through with the E-blade. Nature's Prophet, he's countered them. He's got them. The Face Eating stopped the Sven from attacking. This is it. LGD, they're done for. Broodmother dead. Sven also gone. 2 minutes on the sidelines. And Keen, they are killing LGD, clearing through their ranks. 3 gone. No buybacks available. Roshan's going to go the way of the Radiant here, it looks like, as the Ice Blast. No! Barely misses out. Skirt past the Lifestealer. He's looking for the Bat. He wants to chase on forward, but the Bat Rider moves to the east. Nature's Prophet, the real carry in this game. Where's the Hex? Where's the Hex? Doesn't get it off in time, and FY will retreat all the way back.
Dire's middle tower.
Another lane of racks here, looks like, for Keen. Sven, 4 minutes. Broodmother, 6.5 minutes. FY has to do his damnedest to defend this base with a lasso. The false promise counted it out. Now invised up. Dark tries to chase him down, but the dive comes in onto tier 4s. They don't care about racks when they can just take down the entirety of this LGD base. Ember Spirit moves on forward, right-clicking out. Nature's Prophet gets the tower down. And this is it. This is game number 3 going the way of Keen. LGD, you are just going to have to tap out. There is no magic you can do here. Spirit Breaker charges the Nature's Prophet. He's got a Hex and an E-Blade. Jump forward from the Ember Spirit. Now diving into the fountain. He doesn't give a solitary damn about your base. All again with the Echo Slam clearing up Victoria. We'll slow things down because GG is called. And LGD tap out from game 3. Keen now lead this best of 5. 2-1. The open qualifier team that came 4th place in the group stage for the TI qualifiers failed to get through to TI because they lost to the LGD teams, LFY and LGD proper. Now they seek revenge. They're coming through. They're coming through in this best of 5. 2-1. Game 3's coming up. Keen, they're 1 game away. They're actually 1 game away from qualifying for ESL One Hamburg, the first major of the season. LGD, they've got a long road ahead. They've got some work to do. We'll find out after a short break what exactly is going to happen. Absolutely hype series. I can't wait. See you guys in a little bit.